Once you've satisfied your hunger, get ready for more of the hottest casino games in Vegas. Our 24-hour, 30-table non-smoking poker room proudly hosts all the most popular poker games with a variety of betting limits. Visit the poker room for a schedule of daily tournaments. Whether you're going to hold 'em or fold 'em, the best place for poker is at South Point Casino. You'll notice that our craps tables are usually the loudest in the casino. If you've never played, join one of our free craps lessons to find out what makes this game so exciting. Check with the craps dealer for schedules and give it a roll. Bingo is also an exciting way to spend your time. We offer 7 sessions of bingo every day. Bingo! And each session includes a cash ball jackpot, 12 bingo games, a progressive double action game, and a $10,000 bonus coverall. Electronic units are available. If you haven't played bingo with us, give it a try today. Guests can also get in on the action at our one-of-a-kind race and sports books. 2 separate rooms designed to maximize your experience and comfort. Our sports book, with over 400 seats, puts you right in the middle of the action, 24 hours a day. The friendly ticket writers are happy to help, and it's conveniently located next to the famous Del Mar Deli, where you'll find supersized portions of delicious deli items like roast beef, pastrami, and Reuben sandwiches, or soups, salads, and pizza. Plus spectacular desserts fit for a king. And right next door is the race book. Over 150 seats, each with its own TV screen. There are 16 interactive player terminals, so you can bet right from your seat.
Frank, what are you doing?
Nothing.
You know we have a show in like 30 seconds, right?
Matt, it's National Nothing Day. All right, bro? I do what the calendar tells me. Nothing.
What, did you fly a kite on National Fly a Kite Day?
Yeah. I do what the calendar tells me.
I mean, it's also Fig Newton Day. You want one?
Yes, I do want a Fig Newton, yes. Okay, Fig Newton. And roll the opening. What's happening, world? It is a matinee show with Matt Neverett. Joins me on the desk. It won't be around much longer, this desk. And when's the new desk coming?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show that the director of the South Point Sportsbook here, Chris Andrews, called one of the top 4 shows broadcast from South Point Studios. A show that is a mix of sports, comedy, conversation, viral videos, and educated gambling advice. I'm your host, Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan. And today's show, nothing will hold us back from bringing you the best show we can do. Just like a broken wrist and laughing gas didn't stop this kid from showing love for his favorite quarterback. All right, Matt, so... Can we crank it up a little, please? Yeah, there you go. He's being out of surgery. I guess they gave him laughing gas for wrist surgery. How did a teenage boy need wrist surgery? Okay, anyway. He's just chanting Jerod Goff as it's become very popular.
If you would have told somebody like 6 years ago that a kid would be celebrating Jerod Goff coming out of surgery,
right.
Maybe he's having a fever dream, who knows? But yeah, the redemption arc of Jerod Goff.
Especially like the final year in the Rams, you know, like what?
Come out, you're like, Carson Wentz, no!
Who am I talking to right now? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll let you know in 1 second. I have to let you know first, in the second half of our show, our regular Thursday guy, who has been on a very hot streak. I believe he went 3-0 on his Thursday picks last week, and I'll let you know his more current numbers when I introduce him. The one and only Joe D'Amico will be here via video from across town here in the 702. But first, sitting in the studio, as promised, it is a matinee episode, the radio voice of the Runnin Rebels basketball, a man who Andy Martello says looks like Joe Burrow. He even sent me a side-by-side pic of you and Joe Burrow that he made. There it is.
Oh, man. Hey, I'll take that.
There you go. You and Joe Burrow.
So hot right now.
And by the way, Joe Burrow has said, if someone sends me a lookalike, I'll give them half my contract money.
Half?
So there you go. You're worth $100 million.
Give me a quarter. Oh, my God. I've been told I look like Jeremy Hellickson as well, if you remember
Jeremy,
him.
he was a pitcher.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay,
Philly, a couple of other teams. Yeah, kind of a journeyman at the end of his career. But I was told I look kind of like him, more so in a hat. It's kind of a weird comparison.
I always get Dave Coulier.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Yep.
A little bit. Peter North.
Someone
Okay.
told me I look like Denzel once.
Denzel Washington, the negative version of like
the normal version.
like a polar. Can you do a Denzel impression?
I'd like to come back next week, so I'm going to hold off.
Okay, here's every comic doing Denzel Washington. Here we go. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. There you go.
I was thinking about Training Day, but I can't say much from that movie.
Yeah, you really
No.
You really can't. This is one of the top 4 shows at South Point Studios.
One of the 4. I'm honored.
Let's take a look at today's punch menu. Let's see what we got. The neon sign, fix it. There we go. You tap it and it fixes. All right, we have the youngest hoops player in the NCAA in the comedy clip. You'll see. Matt makes the call. Lines of the night, picks at 12:36. Kenny White's dog of the day, and in the punch bowl, A.J. Brown is the new Oprah. And we see a very funny take on where eliminated playoff quarterbacks will end up, kind of like an Animal House style at the end. It's really funny. But first, it's time for Top of Show Breaking Video, or TOSBV, as we abbreviate it, which actually takes longer to say because you have to think about the letters. So I realized when I watch a college basketball game, the player. Oh, by the way. This is a 1-2 punch. A 1-2 punch.
I like it.
Because we're doing 2. Actually, this is the little kid is the one here. So I realize when I watch college basketball games, the players look like little kids to me. Now, you're close up. You're courtside.
Yeah.
Do you see some guys you go like, there's no way this kid's even 18?
Usually the kid's on the end of the bench, yeah.
Right. Yeah. The coach's nephew.
Not too many 7-footers look like 12-year-olds, yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. So especially last night in the game betwixt Radford and Gardner-Webb, roll the clip. So in the middle of the game, here comes the substitution. Yeah, just some little kid running around the court.
Oh, he's streaking. He's
streaking on the quad. Just running. So there you go. I have 2 jokes for this one. Here we go. After his removal from the court, he entered the portal, transferred to Duke, signed for a $4 million nil deal with Mott's apple juice.
He picked him up.
Yeah, picked him up. It's kind of like when you see them remove an animal, like a wild animal.
A possum running around. Right. They just hold him by the tail. Oh, my God.
After he was removed from the court, the kid signed a deal with Disney for a biopic film to be called Where the Hell Are My Parents? By the way, seriously, not one parent? I mean,
usually there's a mom like chasing a kid on there, and it's just it happened to look away for a second, and the kid sneaks away. You can forgive that. That was an extended time for the kid to be on the floor.
It was a little long. Like, I know Gardner-Webb and Radford aren't really big schools.
Yeah,
but
Boiling Springs, North Carolina is not a hotbed.
Is that where Radford is?
That's where Gardner-Webb is.
Gardner-Webb, and I think Radford's in Virginia.
Yeah, somewhere in Virginia.
I looked it
up. I would love to see that with Ian Eagle's call of the one streaker overlaid, where he's at the 40. He's drunk.
Or Kevin Harlan always.
That was Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan.
Like, hey, he's drunk.
Yeah. Get that guy out of here. He's drunk. Anyway, so the kid's just, I don't know, he just
kid might be drunk. Maybe that's why the parents aren't there.
Keith, did you have a joke on that one? You had a bunch?
Keith has a bunch.
Wait, you have a bunch of jokes for the kid running on the court?
Yeah.
All right, jump on the mic. Here, hold on. I put Keith if he has a joke. Here we go.
He thought the game was over, so he was storming the court.
Okay, good.
Wasn't he was celebrating the first time he went pee-pee in the potty.
Okay, good.
His sister dared him to do it.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's a young Forrest Gump, and he felt like running.
All good.
We just had his parents said, just let him run around till he tires himself out.
Or gets carried off the floor.
Or gets carried off by one of the players.
I mean, that's how I celebrated my first time going to the potty. That was like 20 years ago. Yeah.
By the way, on my way to the restroom today, I've already told everybody, a former NFL head coach. Yeah.
Was he celebrating like that?
He was. He had to go to the bathroom. You could tell. No, Mike Tice, who I've met here before, mentioned to Chris Andrews. Chris talks about what a nice guy is. He hangs out at South Point. If you ever meet Mike Tice, you can't miss him. He's literally 6'8", probably still, I'm bad at weight. He's at least 140 pounds.
At least. I would say over 140 generously.
If you ever meet him, super nice guy, say, hey, what's up, coach? Don't shake his hand.
No.
Don't do it.
It'll make you feel like you have one of the little baby hands.
And it'll crush it.
That's how I felt when I met Roger Clemens at Fenway Park one time.
I think you said that. He did the same thing?
Yeah, literally. I was like, oh, hi. Nice to meet you. I think I might have told this story on this show before, but I met a former NFL coach in a bathroom one time.
Okay, continue.
It was Bill Carr.
Bill Cowher?
I was at a Penguins game.
No way.
And we were...
Power.
It was between periods, and so there's, the urinals, there's like individual lines for each one.
Yeah.
At the paint bucket, PPG paint.
The PPG,
whatever they're calling it now.
it's still PP. I can't remember.
You
anyway.
know better than I would.
It's console.
Console energy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're waiting in line. We're like 2 people in front of us. He's in the next line over. People are walking up and shaking his hand. So I look, I'm like, okay, that's Bill Cowher. And I made the joke. I turned. We were next, and I said, hey, Coach Cowher, before we take care of business, I wanted to shake your hand. And he shook my hand, and we laughed, and then we did our business next to each other, and then we went our separate ways.
There you go.
Yep.
Did he wash his hands?
He did. Bill Cowher does wash his hands.
Okay, there you go. Did
Confirmed.
you?
That remains to be seen.
By the way, Bill Cowher, I'm going to go ahead and you can do the research on this if you want.
Yeah.
I am going to go out and say that Bill Cowher was the inventor of "Let's Go" being shouted after a big play. If you can find video of anybody else going, "Let's go," because I used to do I can't do it here. I used to do a bit about Bill Cowher in Pittsburgh and how "Let's Go," and he would do it for everything, including
"Let's Go"
before live make
on a mustache ride.
Yeah, but just now every athlete in the world, right? You hit a big hoop, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Every athlete in the world. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'll put it to the punch. If JR is there,
JR would know.
JR is there. JR, do some research. Anybody wants to do research, I'm saying Bill Cowher, he should have trademarked that. Like Pat Riley did with 3P.
I'm going to guess, not that I don't believe you.
Go ahead, that's
guess
okay.
Somebody did it before. I don't know, but I'm going to do the research now.
Well, there's 2 English words that probably had been said. But to make it a war call.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
let's go.
You've inspired me to do research out of spite now, so I have to.
This could be a 30 for 30 for ESPN right now.
Who said let's go?
Who did let's go first?
They did the one on the high five with the Dodgers, yeah.
Glenn Burke.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. He was the first man 1977 or 78 World Series.
And Dusty Baker.
With Dusty Baker, yeah. Let's see. It's time for our comedy clip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I have another one?
We got to get Ja Rule in there.
I have Ja Rule? What? Wait, John Morant. Yes, I probably listened to Ja Rule.
That's what I thought she said.
Well, that's what I called it.
Okay.
What, did we call this Fire Fest by chance?
Yeah. I'm Billy McFarland. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, he is on fire. Ja Rule. Ja Rule could not play in the NBA because Ja Rule is shorter than me.
Did you ever see the clip of him performing at halftime at a Bucks game one time?
Yes.
And he goes,
he's trying to get the crowd.
Make some noise.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. And he goes, okay.
Yeah, he totally didn't have him. I think they need to realize that unless it's the Super Bowl halftime show, people are going to kind of run and get refreshments.
Everyone's taking a P next to Bill.
Meet Mike Tice in the bathroom. Okay, all right. Roll the clip. This is John Morant last night.
For the Grizzlies, a lot of late game situations.
Watch this, John.
Oh my God.
Over Wemby. Yeah, over Wemby, ladies and gentlemen.
See, that the kid ran on the court after a play like that in the other game, yeah.
And you know what he shouts?
Let's go.
Let's go.
I would too. Holy crap.
We're tying it all together, ladies and gentlemen.
That's over Victor Wembenyama, who's like setting
Wemby.
block efficiency records. He's the most efficient shot blocker in the history of the NBA.
Wow.
And he's a rookie.
Second year.
He's still, 21 years old.
Yeah, he's still, you can't buy a drink.
But
Maybe
the thing that gets me on dunks like that, and especially in the NBA with the dynamic athletes, not just like, jumping from that far away, elevating and dunking it, but these guys pull it like back to their waist.
Ridiculous.
And then slam it. I heard a clip of Anthony Edwards talking about he doesn't like to dunk. It's that the series Starting Five on Netflix actually opens with this. He goes,
I haven't seen this yet.
He goes, yeah, I don't like to dunk. It hurts, but I love to do it. In like the same sentence, he says he hates it, and then he like talks about it, gets himself hyped up, and they show a bunch of clips, and he goes, yeah, but I love it. I'm going to keep doing it.
I love him. All right, so for our comedy clip, we're moving on to the comedy clip. Thank you, Ann, for saving the jock, because that dunk was tremendous.
I mean, what's love, right?
You do. What's that?
That was a Ja Rule reference.
Oh, yeah.
I got you.
There's another clip? Oh, whose voice is that? I'm having Vietnam flashbacks. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan McCormick is working on the show again today. Ryan, by the way, is wearing a nice jersey. And could you tell everybody what jersey he's wearing?
Stand by.
Oh, is there a picture?
Oh, we have the Ann cam.
Oh, yes.
Or the Sean cam.
The Sean cam.
There we go.
There we go. Everyone recognizes those numbers.
20. He's wearing Ed Reed. He's wearing a 20, and it'll be 20 years before the Bears make a Super Bowl. Oh, snap! That is a nice jersey, but by the way, between him and Alex, I'm surrounded by this Baltimore junk.
I didn't think that we collectively had as many Ravens jerseys as we do, yeah.
How many jerseys do you have?
I'm not a big jersey guy.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I mean, there was a phase in college I remember where I was collecting them. My brother was like buying and selling them on eBay from China, and I had a bunch. I probably had like 20 at one point. I got like maybe 15 now. I have some legit like game worn ones out of lockers that I like. Neil Walker's my favorite.
Oh wow,
nice. Literally watch him take it out of his locker and hand it to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that one's my favorite. I mean, probably about 12 or 15 between that one and my I have a Nolan Ryan Tequila Sunrise Astros jersey. That's my other favorite. Yeah.
That's the only jersey. I mean, I have a couple framed. I have Franco and me and Joe Green framed and signed, and Bradshaw. The only one that I still wear, because it's a Tommy Maddox jersey. It's a number 8.
Tommy gun.
It's a number 8. It's a white jersey. I had a Ben Roethlisberger one, but I gave it to my cousin's son because he didn't have any jerseys.
I think the last jersey that I actually got him in a tandem as a Christmas gift.
Okay.
It was a couple years ago. Tom Brady Buccaneers pewter brown jersey and a Cam Newton Patriots jersey at the same time.
Did Tom ever wear the creamsicle?
I think once. I think they wore them once that year.
Those are the best jerseys.
Best player, best jersey. Which one are you about?
Both debatable. Best player ever.
Best quarterback ever.
Bubby Brister. Okay.
Between those Buccaneers unis and the powder blue San Diego Superchargers jerseys, because they haven't worn them in LA.
The best.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the other. I have a Flutie signed jersey. That's the only only non-Steeler, non-Pirate jersey I have is a Doug Flutie signed jersey.
I'm a big fan of Dropkick, so I love that one.
he's the last that'll ever do it. In our comedy clip, you think Auburn, you think basketball. Now, Matt, this is a perfect clip to have you here. It's better with Matt on this one.
Not Alex.
Okay, no. This one's made for you because it's two announcers doing a basketball game, and when you think of a school located in Alabama, which Auburn is, of course you think of the jungle, which is coconuts. You'll see why in our comedy clip of the day. Matt, I want to know how you would have handled this. This is almost a Matt makes the call.
Welcome to the jungle. The student section here at Auburn, one of the best in the country. Alongside my guy, he's Ron.
Guy has a coconut bra.
Oh, lovely.
Coconut man here.
Oh.
Is what we love about college basketball.
I wish we were watching a White Sox game now.
So how would have you? I think whoever that guy is, he played it. You have to point it out.
At that point, when they're right behind you, almost like making contact with you got to make a joke about it. Thank God that we don't do the games in front of the student section at UNLV. I would hate to have to deal with that. I remember when I was producing at a different network, and there was a guy that jumped up behind our stage, like a window like this, and he's jumping up and down, and I'm in the background going, "Don't show him! Get him out of here!" And everyone else is like, "Who cares?" So I think nowadays, you got to have a little bit more fun with it, especially college basketball. Of all sports, it's the most fan interaction. It's the closest they get to the field of play. It's the best atmosphere in my mind.
Have you been to Cameron Indoor?
I've been there, not for a game, but I've been there on a non-game day.
I've never been there either, but it looks like they're literally on top of the court.
That's one of my goals before I pass on to go to a game there. Because my mom lives maybe 20 minutes from that campus. So I go there every now and then. I've been to their baseball field, their football field. We went into Cameron Indoor. I think volleyball was practicing. We just kind of like walked in. They let us in. And it's crazy. You walk in and it's just like built into the ground. Yeah. And you're like, this is one of the most hallowed venues in college basketball? What? Like my high school gym at Pine Richland was like 3 times the size. Yeah. And NA was 4 times the size.
How's our petty cash on that for a trip to Duke?
Yeah.
I can go.
Let's go.
Pick one representative and send them. Yeah.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for roll call. Let's see who's watching the Shizzo today. That's right. I said Shizzo. Am I allowed to say that at my age? I don't think
Shizzle.
So. Kickoff question. What NFL franchise would you guarantee won't win a Super Bowl for the next 10 years? So we had people immediately chime in. Matt Neverett, in all caps, the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. They haven't shown any reason for you to believe that.
I want to know who's their head coach next year.
Your guess is as good as mine. One guy knows, and it's Jerry Jones. And if Deion Sanders had his way, I love the media clinic that Deion is putting on right now.
He's amazing.
He's like, I'm interested. I would take it if they offered. I promised that I would do the best. Yeah, if I could get Cindy Crawford, I'm interested.
Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
That's the one you pull out of nowhere.
I figured you'd like that.
I love Cindy Crawford.
If I could get Sydney Sweeney, I would. I'm putting that out there in the world. Doesn't mean I'm going to get hired for the job.
Manifest it.
And also, who's their quarterback? Who's their running back next year?
Yeah.
Outside of CeeDee Lamb and a couple of guys on defense, who do they have?
It's a high profile job, but
no, they're going to be uber aggressive in the draft.
Right.
Let's just say they hire Deion. They're going to throw all kinds of capital at the number 1, number 2 overall pick, somewhere in there, depending on what they think that the Titans are going to do.
Right.
This is going to be a completely reworked roster one way or another next year. So I'll be interested to see what they do. I just don't. have any reason to believe that they're going to turn it around unless Jerry Jones is gone, which is not going to happen if he has any.
Exactly. Plus, he could become an actor after his performance in Landman, which I just started. Mini Dar, Frank and Keith, great show yesterday. Excellent booking. Dave Swirsky was tremendous. Thank you for watching, everybody. JR, damn, I love the Del Mar. Every time I see the deli in the South Point ad, I want a Reuben. If you haven't been to the Del Mar, yesterday was National Pastrami Day. Would have been a good day to grab one.
I love the tri-tip sandwich. Excellent.
Come down here right when you go to the sports book. Let's see. Mini Dar, Matt looks like a young John Schneider. Schneider. Does anyone besides Keith and I know who John Schneider is? And
is that Dukes of Hazzard?
it is Dukes of Hazzard. Bravo. And he is one of the Dukes. He says John Schneider and Seacrest.
That's a unique combination. I wonder if those two guys have ever met or been in the same room.
Eve Nicotero, which of course stands for every New Englander to LA. Is that what it means?
Hey, that my dad.
Yeah, there you go. True dad.
New Hampshire.
It's
LA,
everyone needs to laugh. I got it. Thank you, Jerry.
I like it.
Used to be able to say the Lions won't win a Super Bowl, not anymore. Dean Hill, don't think the Giants will win anytime soon.
That's a good one.
It's not a bad one. I have to go with the Cleveland Browns. They're a wreck because now Deshaun Watson's going to miss next season.
Another year, yeah.
Oh my god.
And that cements this as the worst contract in sports history,
without a doubt.
Like not only just because of the numbers, but because of the guaranteed money, because of the control that they allowed him coming off of what Watson was coming off of. Everyone involved with that needs to be fired.
Starting quarterback next season in Cleveland, Aaron Rodgers.
Who knows?
Sam Darnold. They'll do something. They'll give him $100. They'll give Sam Darnold $150 million.
I could see that. He cost himself a lot of money those last two games.
Oof. Boy, you want to talk about someone who cost themselves maybe more than any athlete in history over a 2-game span. Sam Darnold. Again, the offensive line didn't help him. He held the ball too long on 4 of those 9 sacks.
Least.
There was someone who broke down the film. Let's see. No. I believe the person that made Let's Go popular was Mike Tomlin. No, Bill Cowher. Jerry Trevino. I think you're right. The full quote is let's go and not win the wild card.
Jerry. From the rafters.
Oh, no. You don't understand. I tuned into Sports by the Book, as I often do, to watch Kenny and Alex.
Yeah.
And I'm just perusing the chat room. And there's a little Jerry Trevino quote. Bye-bye, Steelers.
Yes, Jerry, come on.
And I go, wow, Jerry, really? And he goes, oh, I didn't think you'd work. I didn't know you were up that early at 9 a.m.
That's great.
John Morant would be the face of the NBA if he could keep his stuff together. He is unbelievable. Reno, Paul, and Cam. He saw the and Cam. Ryan McCormick posted a picture of something, but I can't see what that is. Can anyone? It is a squirrel. Is a squirrel trying to get a nut?
Squirrel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, me?
Who?
You know how I do. Reno, Paul, Steelers will win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years. Not encouraging. And then Jerry Trevino. Let's not win a Super Bowl. God. You forgot a 0. What, Reno, Paul?
Steelers.
100 years. This coming from a guy who's a Bears fan. All right, so we did roll call.
I will say, Evan Atola commented and said, next Cowboys coach, Kellen Moore, they already had the opportunity to hire him instead of Mike McCarthy.
Yep.
I don't know if he's done enough in these last couple of years to warrant a job that he didn't already get.
Yeah.
I'm a big Kellen Moore guy. I think he's an offensive genius. He's a lefty, so I like that as well.
Remember him playing at Boise? I remember watching. I used to bet on him all the time on the overs.
Love the Mountain West guys. I think he was there right when they came into the Mountain West from the WAC. If they wanted him, they could have already had him. And they may get him, they may not. We'll see.
Speaking of Ryan McCormick, who's the head coach of the Chicago Bears next year? Arthur Smith? Don't hire him.
Mike McCarthy.
Good chance that it'll probably be Mike McCarthy.
You think?
Despite Jerry Jones' best efforts.
Mike McCarthy. I think Ben Johnson will take the Raider job because it is a better job.
Yeah.
But the Bears will be stuck with Mike McCarthy.
But I think it's not bad for the Bears to actually get someone who is a proven winner instead of keep going with these coordinators who choke in their job. I mean,
he will have a coaching staff around him to come to Chicago with him, and he has shown the ability to get quarterbacks successful.
Won a Super Bowl
for Caleb Williams, but he's been the middle of the pack coach for the last 15 years.
It's one of those ones where the ceiling may not be uber high, but the floor is going to be pretty high.
There you go.
And as a Bears fan, watching him destroy us with the Packers, it's kind of like, sure, he can level out the playing field, but then it's also like Mike McCarthy should be in a higher tier of coach if that is the case, but I don't think he's that good of a coach. I don't want Mike McCarthy.
And what kind of reaction does he get when he goes back to Green Bay for that first road game?
Oh, my God.
It's traitor.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be up there just yelling at him.
By the way, watch the Traders. Hey, you have Peacock, and do you watch Traders? Do you watch Traders? Good show. Anyone know about it?
I don't know about Traders.
No.
Okay. Just me and Courtney. Okay. John Schneider's best work was on Smallville, says Minidar. Diving into the John Schneider. John Schneider, okay, here's a movie.
Here we go.
Eddie Macon's Run. Look that up.
What?
John Schneider movie. I saw in the theater. He's running. I don't remember the plot. Just Eddie Macon. He ran a lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Forrest Gump?
Are we doing Matt Makes the Call? Do we have Matt Makes the Call? We do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Matt Makes the Call. Here's Ann.
Matt makes the call.
We still have the picture of me and Joe Burrow up in the preview monitor. I'm just staring at that.
Just leave it. I didn't even realize. By the way, I was so focused on the picture that Andy made, I didn't see you going, yabadoo.
You want to know the funny part about that? So that picture on the left is from an article. Alan Snell at the Las Vegas Business Journal did this article on me and my brothers all living in Vegas and working in sports.
Okay.
And he knows my dad, so it's a second generation kind of thing. That picture's up at the press box at Allegiant Stadium right before a UNLV game. He reached out ahead of time and said, hey, I want to do this article. I'll take a couple pictures. I said, yeah, great. I'll have like 6 minutes during our pregame show when stuff's recorded. Because we start so early for our pregame show. And that picture is me literally pointing and saying, hey, I got to run. Like, I remember because there's this series of pictures that he sent me. It's that one. And I'm out. And my two brothers are just looking up the stairs like, wow, he really just left. I'm like, I had to go. That picture's me going like, hey, I got to run.
I love it. Speaking of articles, I just got an email this morning. Next week, I will be in Las Vegas Weekly.
Let's go.
Yeah, Bill Cower.
Thanks, Coach.
There you go. B-Town Dummy and Marmaduke will never win the Puppy Bowl. Christian, not bad. Okay, Matt makes the call. I don't know what's up first. This is a surprise. What's that? Goats. We got goats, ladies and gentlemen. We do this when we have Matt here. This man is a trained professional. Here we go. Matt makes the call.
Allegedly trained.
Here we go.
All right, Tom Brady on the platform.
He's a goat.
We go. Oh! Down goes Brady. Down goes Brady again. Man, there's a lot of clones here. He throws a shoulder into the defender. The referee's letting the boys play. No whistles yet. Who's going to be king of the castle?
No flags?
They all go, yeah, we need a flag or two in here. And that last guy taking advantage of an opportunity. He saw an opening. He hit the gap, and he scored the touchdown.
Got to hit the gaps, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent job. Let's see here. We have another one, right?
I'm ready.
Here we go. This is a contest. This is a contest of some sort. Here we go. Matt, make the call.
That gives me a lot to work with. Here we go.
What do we got? An onion ring.
Eat the onion ring off the foot. All right, this is a clip of a professional team warming up. This is how they stretch. I've seen it in person. So they got the onion ring. Oh, they're pulling it up and down. It's like fishing. It's like that State Farm commercial.
Extreme onion ring
Gotta
eating.
be quicker than that. And the 4-horse coming down the outside, and he brings it up, and he doesn't have the flexibility to get the leg down there.
All right, that's enough of that one.
Onion ring's coming in and out. Does anybody get it?
By the way, that clip, I would like you to store that in for Monday, because that's what Alex White will be doing in studio.
Oh, my God.
Eating an onion ring, because we made a bet. Alex hates onions.
Yeah.
I hate the frosted animal cookies, which I haven't had in 40 years. She has to eat an onion ring. I wanted raw onion, but we compromised to an onion ring.
See, I'm not a big fan of onions, but I don't mind an onion ring.
I think we're letting her off easy on the onion ring, because it's deep fried.
I think you should, for all the flack you give her.
All right. Anyway, it's a bet on the Buffalo Ravens game, so we'll see.
I think we can talk about it with Joe, but.
Oh, all right. We got one more for Matt Makes a Call.
Already.
This was a big trend on TikTok, which, by the way, might be saved now. I'm hearing again, Mr. Beast might buy TikTok, because without that, there's no punchlines. All right, here we go. I need my TikTok. All right, here's Matt Make the Call.
All right, I am without TikTok, so here we go.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
I got enough distractions. Wait, what even are we looking at?
I don't know. This is a tough one. They're trying to blow out candles and her teeth flew out.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
How am I supposed to call that?
Yeah, that's too hard to see, that one. All right, moving on.
That's amazing, though.
It is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Neverett, thank you for indulging.
Two out of three calls.
Excellent job. It's time for Lion of the Night, ladies and gentlemen. Lions of the Night. There you go. And as I was looking at the picture of Joe Burrow and Matt side by side, Joe D'Amico popped up on the screen and frightened me. I was
ready to go. The
Yes.
velour tracksuit, baby.
He's shadow boxing. He looks like $1 million. We'll get to him in a second. All right, so here we go. What's your line of the night tonight, buddy?
My line of the night's got to do with a college basketball game from last night between
Oh, my God.
UMass and Fordham.
Insane.
How about this one? 3 overtimes. UMass, the Minutemen pulling out a 120-118 victory.
I had the under.
They set the NCAA record for 79 fouls in a game. 9 players fouled out, which is the most. Look at all the free throw attempts. Look at all the shots. A couple of records at the Rose Hill Gym. Fordham set a school scoring record and lost the game. 46 points, which is a record for the Rose Gym. It was the 100th anniversary of that barn opening, and it was the highest scoring game in the history of the gym.
Oh, there you go.
This was a game that took 3 hours and 45 minutes.
I can't, you're reading my mind. I was going to ask, do we know the running time on this game?
3 hours and 45 minutes. Let me put it to you this way.
Yes.
Last night's UNLV game tipped off at 8:10. TV start time of 8:10. I was at the bar with Curtis Terry, who I call the games with afterwards, by like 10:50.
Oh my God. You could have watched Scarface and a couple episodes of The Office.
The Irishman and still watch the third overtime.
The Irishman and go, the game is still going on. And I believe what sent it to overtime was they were down by 3, one of the teams, and the guy took a half-court shot.
Yes.
It was fouled.
The heave and the 4-point play to go to overtime. Yeah. This is a game I do not envy whoever had to announce it.
Oh, my God.
Because there's only so many ways you can spice up a free throw, especially when it's the, 122nd. I had to look at the actual number. You're on 120 free throws. You're like,
too many.
He's 30 of 36 from the line tonight. Here we go.
All right,
but crazy business. Business.
My line of the night, Matt, I thought we'd have fun with this. No assigned seating. So we showed one of these. Ryan and I had one of these last year, I believe. So this is one of these pick your seats. Now, I know you might not be able to see it too clearly, so if you have to.
I got it on the YouTube stream.
You got it on the YouTube stream. All right. So we're going to go ahead. You have to sit next to either. Okay, so row 1, we have Kurt Herbstreit, Nick Saban. Then row 2, we have Ryan Day and Lou Holtz, because Lou Holtz badmouthed Ohio State, and Ryan Day's been going after him ever since, right?
That's out for me solely because of his lisp.
Then you got St. Brown and somebody. Is that Montgomery? I'm not sure. The St. Brown brothers. Oh, the St. Brown brothers. Thank you, Ryan.
Equanimous and Amon-Ra.
There you go. Then you got Dan Orlovsky and Mina Kimes, who I love. You got the Sanders duo. You got Dan Campbell. And who's the head coach next to Dan Campbell? Anyone know? Just another white guy, but you'd get an aisle seat. Then the Harbaughs. I
like the aisle seat.
And then Taylor and Travis in row 8. So what row are you taking? This is a 15-hour flight. So basically you're flying to Australia? I'm not really sure where you're going.
See, that sucks because I'm an aisle seat guy, but both of the ones that have the aisle open, I don't like.
I know. I have to sit in the aisle myself.
I get claustrophobic.
Yes. Well, see, Matt and I were
if I can pick my aisle seat, and I'm picking just who I'd want to hang out with, that's tough. It also depends on what kind of a mood I'm in, how much sleep I got the night before, because I'd love to talk to Dion and Shadur, but you got to be like ready to go and awake for that.
But in a middle seat. So you're just doing this.
Same. I'd love to sit with the Harbaughs, but you got to be like jacked up, ready to go, and ready to talk like deep football theory and also like the art of war by
and Docker's pants.
Yeah. And then Travis and Taylor, I don't like being surrounded by too much security, so I don't know. I think the nice mix of everything I'm looking for outside of the window seat element to it is Orlovsky and Mina Kimes.
That was the one I was going to pick too.
I like
because
that.
I think Mina Kimes is great at what she does. She's always very funny. And Dan Orlovsky, I'd make fun of the pair.
You can make fun of him, and it's cool.
Yeah,
and he likes that.
I like Dan. But by the way, that's a window seat. The only other one I'm tempted is an aisle seat, like you said, row 6 with Dan Campbell and whoever that is. But I don't know how Dan Campbell is sitting in that window seat.
No way.
You know he's stealing the armrest on the middle guy.
He drinks like 20 coffees a day, so he'd be tapping his foot the whole time. And
plus, he's eating knees. You know, he's getting peanuts. He's like, do you have any extra knees I could eat?
I think if it was a shorter flight, like a 2 or 3 hour flight, give me the Harbaughs because I'd love to hang out and talk to them, and I don't mind the middle seat on a super short flight like that. But yeah, 15 hours, man.
I was on a small commuter plane once with Jim Gray.
Yeah.
And it was where there was 2 on one side and 1 on the other.
Yeah.
Talked to him just a little. And then I got on a plane inline. We didn't sit next to each other, but Dick Vermeil, Coach Dick Vermeil.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, how are the Steelers? What do you think of the Steelers this year? And he goes, they need some help. That's what he said. But he had his Super Bowl ring on, which was really cool. And I went, hey, Coach. And no one else really, I don't even know if they recognize him, but he looked great. He was a really nice guy.
I thought only Joe D'Amico wore jewelry like that in public.
Did Joe hear that? We don't know. Joe's studying. He heard it. Yeah. That was Matt Neverett, Joe, not me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. We got a couple things before we get to Joe. Let's talk about today's date. It's January 16th.
This is 2020.
5. Oh, nailed it, baby.
Yeah.
As I said before, it's National Fig Newton Day. I'll be bringing those home with me. Those were $1.19 out of the $7 I had in my car.
That's a lot of budget.
Okay, one of these is fake, Matt. You know the deal. Everybody does. National Fig Newton Day, which is real. I'm giving you guys that one, all right? You're welcome. International Hot and Spicy Food Day. National Quinoa. Quinoa? I know it's quinoa. I just want to see.
You live in LA. Come on.
I want to see if you guys thought it was that dumb. National Quinoa Day. World Conga Day. National Good Teen Day. National Appreciate a Dragon Day. National Nothing Day. National Without a Scalpel Day. That's to not get surgery.
I am without a scalpel, yeah.
Okay. Holy crap. All right. Behind the glass, Jerry says there's no World Conga Day. Ryan says World Conga Day. Vince says World Quinoa Day. By the way, it was National Quinoa Day, Vince. All right. Okay. And anyway, Matt,
what was the long one?
The National Appreciate a Dragon Day without a scalpel day.
I'm going to say Good Teen Day is the fake one.
Good Teen Day. And
There's no such thing as a good teen.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. Ann would know for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the correct false one is there's no such thing as World Conga Day. Nice job, Jerry. And there is no World Conga Day. By the way, everyone likes to think, oh, Frank comes up with the fake one while he's doing something, and then it's
Conga-ing?
I was Conga. Gloria Estefan came on. No, I wasn't. I thought for sure I'd stun people.
When was the last time you Conga'd? Because I know mine. I remember. Nothing crazy.
That's the honest question.
Very random.
I think, as a matter of fact, I believe it was on a bachelor party cruise to Ensenada.
Okay.
All very drunk.
Yeah.
I was at a St. Pitt. I was like 2007, about 15 years.
Mine's more recent.
All right. Well,
the Hofbräu House here in Vegas.
Oh, there's one here. That's right.
I was with my mom and my stepdad eating dinner when they were in town, and I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, they started doing a conga, and they kept trying to grab my mom, and she was like, "No." So I literally was like, "I'll sacrifice myself." I joined the conga.
It's a good son, ladies and gentlemen, sacrificing himself for his mom.
They were grabbing her. I'm like, Jesus.
It's the Germans. Super Bowl MVP. These are the birthdays. Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco turned 77 years old.
Wow.
It's actually 40. Future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols turns 44. Yeah, he's probably 50.
He could go with the letter from Benchwarmers, I am 12.
Yeah, exactly that. And also, there's a video of a kid that they say 16 that the Yankees or someone's after. He's definitely 40.
It's harder to fudge it nowadays, but it does happen.
And we'll get the take from Joe D'Amico in a second. Celebrating a birthday, pound for pound, one of the greatest boxers ever. Roy Jones Jr. turns 56 years old. Oh, Joe is infuriated by this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, he's not happy. All right, here we go. We put him in the AI machine. Here's what we got.
Oh, my God. Is that Keenan Allen on the left?
I don't know. It does look like Keenan Allen.
Andrew Luck, let's go.
Andrew Luck riding a dragon.
It's supposed to be Flacco, but it's Luck.
I know, but it's and he's holding with his right, so you can have the left for balance.
He's chasing the dragon.
And then what's next to? Oh, that's supposed to be Albert Pujols because there's a St. Louis Cardinal beer.
Okay. Wow.
And it's the bloodiest quinoa I've ever seen. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, hot sauce possibly. Hot and spicy food day.
Wow. Okay.
There you go. Way to go.
It's terrifying, but AI is getting smarter with these.
That one, the one of Joe Flacco riding a dragon.
As a lefty.
The dragon is the flow. This is our team. This is our dragon.
I love the flow.
Excellent job. We love Seth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back at 12:36 sharp for picks with our man, Joe D'Amico. It is 12:36 on the big clock on the wall, which means it's time for picks at 12:36. And who better to have on the show than a man 4-0, overall 35-16, 14-2 in big games, and on a 9-1 run in basketball. I don't know if it's college or pro. We'll check with him. Looking college. It's college. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday, so you know it's time for Joe D'Amico, ladies and gentlemen. He's on fire. There you go. Joe, what's happening, buddy?
Buddy, I'm happy to be here. I will tell you, I did miss you and Matt because I came in last week and we took the family to Primarily Prime Rib, by far the best prime rib in town.
There you go.
There's another place that's supposed to be known for prime rib.
Yeah.
Worse meat compared to the Primarily Prime Rib, I'll tell you that. Great service, great everything. But I came in, I said hello to the production crew over there. They're a great bunch of people, but they tell me as soon as the light goes off,
don't
buddy,
say.
Matt and Frank run out of the casino. They got to go home. I tell you what, but it was nice to see the production crew. They're a great bunch. I'll be on premises tonight. Righteous Brothers, couple of weeks, Frankie Shinta. I do want to address a couple of things, all right? You know, I come into the show, I like to hit the ground running. So I come in prepared. I mean, I always look good, but then again, I'm good looking. So you talked about that plane ride, first of all. I got to tell you right now, if I had a choice on any flight, I mean, if it was a short flight from here to Reno, and I was on the flight with any one of those, I'd pull a DB Cooper and jump right out of the window. I wouldn't want to stay with any one of them. Although I think, you know me, I like to stir the pot a bit. I could cause an argument with any two on that plane, and it would be fun to watch.
Joe acts like he could get through security with all that jewelry. They're not going to let you on that plane. Joe, by the way, DB Cooper, I fell into a weird rabbit hole on TikTok or Instagram, whatever.
Red Note.
Whatever the new one is. I've spent probably 45 minutes. Now, there was a movie that HBO always showed when I was a kid, The Pursuit of DB Cooper with Treat Williams. It was on all the time, and it really wasn't that accurately historically. But I am fascinated, and there's like 4 guys that they kind of think was DB Cooper. There's actually a kid who wrote a book saying, my dad was DB Cooper. If you're not familiar with the story, it was a guy who was taking a plane in the Northwest, and he jumped out of the plane with a parachute.
Yeah, he asked for a bunch of money?
Bunch of money, and he took it, and then they found some of the money, so they think maybe he died or maybe he left some to throw him off the trail. No one knows, but it's a great mystery, and it's a lot of fun to look at. By the way, real quick, before we get to your picks, Joe, Alexandra White says, you know I'm picking 7.
Oh,
4 is cool. What does that mean? Oh, she's picking aisle 7. Who was in aisle 7? The Harbaugh brother.
4 was the one that we were on.
We were on 4. Alex, 4 is close because Mina is my idol. Well, there you go. And then I have to point this out. Blade Nicotero, we still don't know who this is, but we can do, this is a little background on them. The best season of The Traitors was when Peter from The Bachelor was on it. Great show. So it's someone who watches reality television.
Interesting.
Okay, we're going to find out who this person is. This is a bigger mystery than DB Cooper. All right, Joe. So you were on quite a run. I read down some of those numbers there. What do you want to hit us with first? By the way, impressive run. And you were 3-0 on your Thursday picks last week, by the way. I just want to throw that out.
And then 4-0 my first 4 because I won both college football releases last week.
Listen to this, man.
Real quick, I want to touch base. I mean, I started boxing at 6, karate at 9. I am very big into self-defense. And my family was in the fight game in New York from the 30s, 40s, 50s. When you mention Roy Jones, who I know very well and is a very talented fighter.
Okay.
But you want to mention good fighters or great fighters, that's one thing.
Okay.
But you can never say pound for pound unless you're mentioning the only pound for pound greatest, Sugar Ray Robinson. Don't say Sugar Ray Leonard. Don't you dare.
Sugar Ray Robinson never got Jake LaMotta down. You didn't get me down. You didn't get me down, Ray.
There's only one pound for pound greatest. And I want to say one more thing. I like Matt. He's a nice guy. He started with my jewelry. Now it's open. It's rabbit season, young man. I want to know if somebody who started to shave his head because I started thinking where you got that hairpiece from. Because it doesn't.
Oh, man.
Except for when you turn around, it looks like Davy Crockett's hat. So
it's just sitting there.
You want to see it? It is nice.
By the way, you just aged yourself with the Davy Crockett hat reference that every kid in the 50s had with their Red Ryder BB gun. I love it.
I grew up wanting to be a weatherman, and my hair took shape because of that. Yeah.
That's pretty good. You got good hair, I got to tell you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm jealous.
Open season on you. From now on, I'm going to do you like I do, Frank. I'm going to get you good.
That means I'm in good company.
There you go. Exactly.
Sick next week, I promise. No, I'd like to start. I'm going red hot in college basketball. I'm either 9-1 or 8-1-1, depending on what you got. One of my games last week. I want to talk about a big game tonight. Michigan State are the only 2 undefeated teams in the Big Ten Conference. Spartans atop the league 6-0, while the Wolverines are 5-0. Meanwhile, the only winless team in conference play, Minnesota, 0-6. They're riding a 4-game straight-up losing streak. They've only covered 2 of their last 10 outings. Guys, point spread poison the Golden Gophers. Their current slide, the average margin of defeat, over 12 points per game. Michigan is running hot, winning and covering 5 in a row, has already notched wins over such notables: TCU, Xavier, Whiskey, Iowa, USC, and UCLA. That's UCLA for those of you who like it. Now, Minnesota does have a big man in forward, Dawson Garcia. He's a big guy, 6'11", 234. guys, he can play. He's averaging over 18.6, 7.3, but he's the only true force in the paint the Golden Gophers possess. The Wolverines! My homage to the 1984 movie Red Dawn, not that remake crap. The Wolverines! A couple of big men. Guys, Frank, you know I'm old school. They've got a couple of big men to throw at Garcia. Their leading scorer, 7'1", 250 pounds, Vladimir Golden. The center is a real force. He's counts for over 15.4 a game, 5.9 boards. But behind them, they've got a couple of big forwards. Wolf, Shetter, say that very quickly, and Walters. They combined for over 24 and 14. But Wolf, guys, he's a monster. He posts over 12, almost 12 and a half and over 10 rebounds a game. They could throw big bodies on this other guy, and they're going to, trust me, they're going to keep him busy. Overall, Michigan, 15th in the nation, averaging over 85.2 a game. They top college basketball in field goal percentage, astounding, 51.9% from the field. They hit nearly 38% from beyond the arc. Monsters at both ends of the court on the glass. This would be enough, and you know how much I like a big butt. I love a big butt. But they also have a frustrating defense. God, I got not to smile. I like big butts if I heard that. Anyway, guys, that would be enough, but their defense very frustrating. 68.2% points per game on 39.2% shooting they allow. Their opponent is outmanned, outgunned, and outclassed here. I don't have a problem laying nearly double digits, especially because why? I'm Sicilian. I know about this revenge. It's a revenge situation.
Yeah, baby.
Minnesota took last January's meeting on the road, 73-71. Take the Wolverines. Take your bookmakers' money.
And, Joe, I'm with you here. I think Michigan rolls in this game as they've done over their last 5 or 6. I'm on the over in this one, over 144. This is a number that's actually come down almost a full point from where it opened yesterday. A couple of numbers that lead me to think that Michigan in their last 5 wins have won by 31, 48, 11, 19, 16. They're the 14th rated offense in the country, and Minnesota in Big Ten play so far, allowing over 83 points per game for their opponents. Wow. I think Michigan gets into the 80s easily. You just need Minnesota to get you 60-something points. I think that this one goes over, and I think Michigan absolutely rolls Minnesota, who remains, I was going to say undefeated, without a win in Big Ten play. Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I like Michigan. That number's a little too big for my taste, but I love the over there.
Okay. Hey, Joe, can you name the Fab Five for Michigan?
A couple of them are good friends of mine. Jimmy King is a good friend
That's
of mine.
the one always people forget. Right, Jimmy King.
Jimmy King, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, the other one who was really, really unattractive. What was his name?
Was there a Ray Jackson or something like that? Ray Jackson, and then Jalen, was it Jalen Howard?
Jalen Rose.
Jalen Howard. Jalen Rose.
Was the unattractive one. Let's face it, none of those guys are going to be on the cover of GQ.
Ray King. Maybe it was Ray King or Ray Jackson. What was the other fifth?
BB King.
BB King.
It was, what was it? Who was it?
But Jimmy
King.
Jimmy King. All right, close enough. A buddy of mine. He's a buddy. We met, actually. You'd love this. There was this show over at Caesar's Palace. I want to say it loud. Caesar's with ex-players in it. You're going to love this. So the night I went, it was Jim McMahon, Jose Canseco, and Jimmy King. So they brought me in and my wife, and we brought a couple of guests with us. They brought me into this little reserved table right next to the stage, and they were all telling their stories. And I don't know if you've seen Jose, and I know Jose's a nice guy, but he has that. He's a big dude. He's like 292 with like 6% body fat. Somebody asked him about doing the juice. He says, "Look at me. What do you think? I'm not still juicing?" But I asked each one of them. No, he was really honest about it. I give him credit for that. He's never been shy about anything. But I've asked each one of them a question. And I asked Jimmy King, listen, you guys had a great team, but in my opinion, not because I'm a Las Vegan, that 89-90 Rebels team was the single greatest college basketball team I've ever seen. They were just he said, and he didn't want to say it, but he said that my hats off to them. They were one of the best teams ever. And somebody said, what about the UCLA teams? Well, and he said this, and I said, no. Different times, different way of play. There's no way anybody beats UNLV. Yeah. Then I said something to Canseco about something, and he gave me some snide comment. And then I asked Jim McMahon, I said, what was it like? Because everybody said, well, that Bears team that won what was it like playing with Buddy Ryan? Yeah. And he said, what an AH. All right. And I said, Jim, that's easy for you to say. I said, because of that AH, and I just spit the word back out. You only had to score 13 points a game. Don't tell me about Ditka.
That is true.
Who failed everywhere else he coached. That was Buddy Ryan's
His defense.
But you only have to score 13 points.
Oh, wait, he went to Philadelphia. He went to Philadelphia to head coach, and he was no good there. It was a combination of Ditka and Buddy Ryan as one.
No, it was not. It was Buddy Ryan. No, Buddy Ryan wasn't an offensive guy. But you put him, let me tell you, his defense was monstrous.
Well, they carried him off the field, remember?
Afraid to face them.
Yeah, no, I know.
Jim McMahon, but a lot can be said about Jim McMahon. You know where he makes his money now? He's in the marijuana business, and man, he really takes his work home with him. I'll tell you that.
That's why he always wears the sunglasses.
Oh my God,
he's high all the time.
God. I got a contact high just by standing next to him. So. But what can you say? But Jimmy King was a true gentleman. Was always a gentleman, a class act. And that was a heck of a team, you know.
And by the way, I played a celebrity poker tournament with Jose Canseco, and he pushed all in on the first hand.
Sounds about right.
And because he was still juicing, when he pushed the chips in, they flew across the room. He's like, ah! Like that. And everyone went, fold, I'm out, including me. And then I got knocked out by the heavy fat guy from Borat. He knocked me. Yeah, that's who knocked me out. Yeah, but he was wearing clothes. He wasn't naked like. That's who knocked me out of a poker tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
I was just thinking of Fat Bastard from Austin Powers. Yeah.
And by the way, I'll do a poker night at the house, Ryan. We've played poker together. This is me when I have a good hand. Is it my turn to bet yet? Is it check? All of it. I'm all in. I'm a blackjack guy. Joe, let's get back to some picks here. What do you want to talk about here?
I got an NBA tonight. I love it. About sports fans. Obviously one of the best feel-good stories so far this NBA regular season, the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
A season ago, they won just 14 games. Right now, they sit at 21-19. No question. The city of Detroit is happy with their sports teams. The Lions, one of the best teams in the NFL. The Red Wings, despite being on the bottom of the Atlantic, are still possessing a winning record. And, of course, the Pistons are playing surprisingly good basketball. But two situations are in play in this matchup tonight. First of all, the Pacers, which are also playing very solid basketball. They come off their first loss in no cover after riding a 6-game straight-up and ATS win streak. So I'm looking for them to bounce back here. Meanwhile, Detroit, playing hot, winning 8 of the last 10, covering 6 of those 10, come off one of their biggest wins this season on the road 3 nights ago at Madison Square Garden. They beat the heck out of the Knicks 124-119 as an 8-point dog, and that game was not as close as the scoreboard. I see them in a letdown situation. Now, friends, sports betting has very little to do with who wins and who loses. It's about who covers. Right now, the Pacers have covered 4 straight games played as a visitor. 9 of the last 10 overall games played away from home they've covered. They are money when they travel, folks, the Pistons. They're 6-4 ATS overall the last 10, but have only covered 2 of the last 5 played at the Little Caesars Arena. I actually have Indiana on my line favored of a basket or more. I think the wrong team is favored here tonight, but I'll take the points with Indiana tonight, guys.
I like that.
Them. Yeah, I got stuff to watch tonight, and I will follow Joe's picks. Just a few comments I want to get to. Excuse me. Reno Paul's talking about Traders. Season 2 is pretty good. Where was the one I wanted? Here we go. Adam Hurley. Thank you, Adam Hurley. We haven't seen in a while. LeBron is the best passer in the league. Why don't they surround him with scorers? Yeah, they're trying. But LeBron's the GM of that, as we all know. And JR noticed my Raging Bull quote when I did. You didn't get me down, Ray. Jerry Trevino. What's that? No, he did. Jerry Trevino says that you kind of look like Pitbull today. Joe, Mr. Worldwide D'Amico.
Dale.
I get that once in a while, and I was
Keith
even
said that. Whoever said that.
J-Lo's opening night sitting next to Pitbull.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I can see the resemblance. We both shave our head. We both got the glasses. Yeah. I am far better looking, buddy. And believe it or not, I am a much better rapper, okay?
Whoa.
Absolutely.
All right.
And don't put him in the top 10 rappers. Neither is Drake or Jay-Z. Throw them out of top 10 rappers.
The best rapper.
Biggie. Listen, I like Biggie, but he had a lisp. He cannot rap. With Big Daddy Kane, Cool Mo D.
LL Cool J.
Those are the... I know LL Cool J.
Uncle L.
Do you?
I know, yes.
Who don't you know? Start telling us who you don't know. That's what I want to know. Who don't you know?
I don't know who gave you that haircut, because if I did, I'd give him a beating.
Yes. Oh.
Look, I need a haircut. I really look at this. See that? Look at this, Joe. Jealous? Here, now I'm Yahoo Serious.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a reference from 30 years ago.
LL Cool J Frank was in love with a girl I knew from Jersey named Renee, and he put her name in like four songs.
Yeah, she was the Around the Way girl.
Around the Way girl, yeah.
Lisa, Pamela, Angela, you're from around. He also put her as the star of the on the doo-wop. Her name was Renee. Her face was okay. Had the kind of body made Jay want to play. No need to rehearse. And then my approach. I got a good team, but you got a good coach. Guys.
Ooh, yeah.
He can rap. He can rap, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
We'll get pink cookies in a plastic bag next.
What's that?
Pink cookies in a plastic bag next.
Away and we'll lose some viewers.
No. All right. So did you want to talk NFL action? I can't remember. Do you have a?
I've got 2 NFL.
Do it. Go for it. Let's hit us.
Let's start. This game I really do like quite a bit, guys. This is Saturday's AFC Divisional matchup, Texans-Chiefs. Let me start this analysis by saying anybody that questions the fact that Kansas City Chiefs are in a current dynasty, crazy. They are the new New England Patriots. Enough said. Having said that, what I really find intriguing about this matchup, guys, is the fact these two teams played roughly a month ago. Same field, Arrowhead Stadium, and the line there, KC -3.5. Same situation a month later, same location. The Chiefs are laying north of a touchdown. Before the show, 8.5. Ask yourself, why? I'm going to tell you why, guys. This is a trap set by the odds makers. Yes, they've had their way at the Texans, taking 4 in a row, covering 3 of those 4. And yes, again, this team, when it comes to the postseason, is money, money, money. Of course, Mahomes has a lot more postseason experience than Stroud, and I watched last week's matchup with the Chargers. C.J. Stroud looked less than stellar and got a lot of help from his defense. But even if that's the case here, because KC defense is one of the best in the NFL, as good as Mahomes and their offense is, it is their defense that has kept them in games and winning games. Mahomes gets the headlines because he can do anything and everything to make his team cross the goal line. But this is a unit that still averages just 22.6 a game. Let's not sell short the Houston Texans stop unit. Right. They allow Frank just 21.9 a game, 16th in the NFL against the pass, 11th against the rush, and without a solid, consistent rushing attack by the Chiefs to keep the Texans defense honest and on the field and eat up the clock. I feel this game is going to be a lot closer than this point spread. I really do. Let's not forget, Houston has covered 5 of their last 7 games playing on the road. This isn't about who wins. It's about who covers, guys. And I feel this is a lot of points. Oh, one more item. Yeah. I double-checked this and triple-checked this. KC 0-5 against the spread this season, laying 7 or more points.
There you go.
Take the doggy here, woof woof, to take a bite out of your book's butt, guys. It's a winner.
I like it.
Well, and the question becomes, is Patrick Mahomes' ankle going to be healed? Yeah. Is that time off going to be a detriment to some of those guys? It's that rest versus rust factor. Yep. I think that the time off affects them less than other teams because they've been in this situation before. This is nothing new for Mahomes, Kelsey, a lot of those guys that have been in this dynasty run. I think they're going to be all right. I'm with you there, Joe. If you're a teaser player, I'm not a big teaser guy. Right. It's really only the NFL if you're going to tease for me. Sure. This is a perfect one for the Texans. I think if you could tease them to 14, I'm not saying money in the bank, but I like that a lot.
It's a lot of points
I like them straight up. I'm going to play this one straight up. I'm on Joe's side on this one.
Nice.
But if you are a teaser player, that Texans leg, I think, is money.
Very nice.
Right before the game, I saw 8.5. You could get that plus 14.5 is huge.
Yeah.
Going to tease it. Listen. I have been writing. Last year, I was on the Punchline shows 3 weeks throughout the postseason, and all 3 times Kansas City was an underdog. And I told everybody, do not make this team an underdog. They get pissed off when they're made that way. And they're well aware. Don't get me wrong. They are aware of the point spread. All right. This is a great team. I feel they're going to win this game. I just don't think they're going to cover. I really don't. I don't know. And I agree with you, Matt, the rust situation. This team could spend all night at a Vegas strip club, fly into the game the next day, and it will not affect them. This team, they have a lot of fun. They're very emotional, but it is all business.
That's it. Totally.
I'm going to tell you, this is a great team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. All right, but this is just way too many points. Like I said, 0-5 ATS were laying 7 or more this season. They're giving a team who really, they got a little bit of luck. To get here, Houston. Oh, yeah. And I think we could dispel, first playoff game, first road playoff game. Let's start throwing this stuff out. C.J. Stroud's a good quarterback. He's maturing nicely. All right.
And is this a Saturday or Sunday game, by the way?
Saturday day game.
It's another Texans Saturday playoff game.
They're so used to playing in that
slot. That's all they get is Saturday playoff games. Quick question, Joe. Is your next NFL game, is it the Eagle game or a different game?
Absolutely the Eagles.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, I want to show Punchbowl number 1. Punchbowl number 1, we mentioned the book that A.J. Brown was reading on the sidelines. Yeah. It went up. Go ahead, show this, Ann, if you can. Punchbowl 1. The book shot up 54 million%. Is that what that says?
I didn't know that was mathematically possible.
54 million%. Wow. But someone very clever, and they're going to make a lot of money. Check this out: AJ Brown's book club crewneck sweatshirt.
No way, that's real.
It was for sale.
Oh my God!
You could buy it right there. So the funny thing is that the sales were up everywhere. But in Philadelphia, because they can't read.
Yeah, that's fair.
So anyway, their fans can't read. But anyway, I wanted to show that sweatshirt. Too funny.
I've seen a trend in this a few years ago. At an event, I saw Floyd Mayweather reading Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Ham. That book actually shot up quite a bit. He had problems with it, needed a tutor, but still.
If I'm going to hear Green Eggs and Ham, I want to hear Reverend Jesse Jackson do it when he did it on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, my God.
Green Eggs and Ham, Sam, I am. After the show, go Google that. All right, what else is going on? Were you going to say something? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just laughing.
All right, so do you want to talk the Eagles game now? All right, here we go.
Absolutely. I love this game. This is my favorite game of the weekend, Frank, and I didn't just save it for people who are going to pay me. I want everybody out here to get a winner. A mistake made by sports bettors a lot. They judge a team from their previous week's performance. Yes, Los Angeles took down one of the regular season's best teams in Minnesota with authority a few days ago, 27-9. But let's face it, there's a lot of questions surrounding the Vikings right now because a lot of people are calling them posers. Now, there's talent on the team. We know that. But case in point, how they played the previous week against the Lions when they needed the victory badly. All right, they have now gotten embarrassed twice in a row when they needed the game. Listen, there are fun players, there are money players. Right now, the Vikings are fun players. They're not a money player. Let's go back to the Rams. They have won 6 of their last 7, both straight up and against the spread. But, and yes, there's always a but. Once again, I love a big but. But their 3 previous games were played. I love a big but. Were played in basically covered stadiums, not having to worry about weather. Not the case here. They got to travel cross country, Lincoln Financial Field, where the weather is going to be cold.
Yeah, very cold.
Not only that, guys, but the Eagles are one of the best home teams in the NFL, 9-1 when playing host this season. Let's go back to the Rams, guys. Yes, they won and covered the last 4 previous games played in a visitor. I'm going to dispel that too. But look who they played, guys, on the road. The lowly Jets, the hurting Niners, the overrated Saints, and the dismal Patriots. Guys, listen to me. Beating up somebody that you could beat up is not like, it boosts your ego a little bit. But then when you finally got to fight somebody who's as good or better than you, you're going to pop like a balloon. I think that's going to be the case here this week. Jalen Hurts is back, and the way he did look last week, and I'm not judging him from that performance, but he looked back to healthy. I'll tell you that. The offense is basically at full strength. The Eagles are a monster team, guys. And yes, they have something to prove. They post 27.2 a game. They allow just 17.8. The Rams are pretty darn good. They just don't compare statistically on either side of the ball here. There's no way their 22nd ranked run defense can even slow down, let alone contain the machine that is Saquon Barkley. That would be enough. But when you're throwing them, no, Frank, that would be enough. But when you're throwing the legs of Hurts, they're downright in dire straits here. Mark Knopfler.
I knew you were going to say that.
Los Angeles really does rely on their passing attack. Well, they got to line up across from the NFL's #1 ranked pass defense. Let's flip it. Offense for Philly, my friends. We've talked about how dominating the rushing attack is, but I want to touch about A.J. Brown. Not only is he an avid reader, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. He cannot be happy having just 1 reception last week in the team's victory over the Packers. I look for him to be a major factor here in the air, make the Eagles' offense equally dominant up top as well as on the ground. This will be a double-digit win for Philly at home. This is my strongest play this weekend. Okay. I am charging everybody for this, but I wanted everybody here on the show to get a big winner here. This is a big game for me, guys. I've released it as a big game. I'm pounding this. Get this game in now because I'm going to be putting money all over town. I wouldn't be surprised if it's close 7.
Okay.
And Jalen Hurts, you said he looks good. I think he looked really good in the game last week. He's nothing if not a testament to the power of positive thinking. Someone asked him in a press conference the other day, the symptoms of his concussion, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I've never had a concussion. Which means he's probably still concussed.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. All right, so a couple comments here. People love having you on the show, Joe. We know that. Let's see here. You guys are okay. We're going to get to that in a second. Oh, Reno Paul, can we add Joe to that airplane grid? Who would pick a seat next to him knowing you wouldn't sleep? This is true. But that would be a fun flight with Joe. Come on, it would be a fun flight.
Oh, absolutely. That would be like going to Florida on spring break in like 1984. We'd have a lot of fun.
Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave Joe on with us for this real quick. Punch Bowl 5. Bob Uecker passed away. Bob Uecker, who was a legendary announcer, very funny guy, one of the best guests ever on a Tonight Show. Dean Hilt kind of recalled a very funny joke he said on Johnny Carson once. Bob Uecker said he signed for $3,000, and it was hard for his dad to come up with that money. So very funny. Anyway, Bob Uecker, Milwaukee Brewers announcer forever. You might know him from the Major League movies where he was the broadcaster. Just a bit outside. And if you don't know what he looks like, here we go. Go ahead, roll this. This is what really made him famous.
The next big leaguer's getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer from Miller. Down it! I love them. These fans know I drink light because it's less filling, and it tastes great. Good seats, huh? You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on.
You're in the wrong seat, buddy.
I must be in the front row.
Must be in the front row.
Light beer from Miller.
That will be said forever when you have a bad seat or a good seat at a game. Must be in the front. And then there he is. That is Dodger Stadium, I believe. Bob Uecker, 90 years old. If you really want to hear some off-color stories that we can't tell on the show, Google Artie Lang and Norm Macdonald talking about him on the Howard Stern show. Outstanding hysterical stories. Joe, go for it.
You know, Norm was a buddy of mine.
No, I didn't know that. I worked with him a couple times. Amazing.
Buddy. We were friends. Obviously, he played another hotel on a regular basis that I used to go in a lot. He knew who I was, and he chewed my ear once at breakfast. I was with my wife, and we became friends. And I got to tell you something. One of the funniest and quick-witted, smartest guys you'll ever meet in all of entertainment. And when he passed away, the sun just didn't shine as bright anymore.
One of the funniest guys ever.
But I will tell you something about Norm, and I'm not telling you something that no one doesn't know. He would bet on which raindrop would hit the floor first.
Yes, huge gambler.
You gotta love that about him. As he's trying to make a bet, he's looking at the horses. Then he goes back to the bet. He's back and forth. Norm was great, and he is definitely missed. And like I said, you're a comedian.
Yeah, one of the best ever.
Stand up. You know, he was very quick-witted, very smart, and you know, he told me a story about how he lost the seat on Weekend Update. I said it live, and I was like flabbergasted how he actually
too many OJ jokes. Yeah, that down they fired him because of that. But anyway, he would bet he was supposed to be on stage at a college, and they had to go get him out of an OTB, an off-track bet. He was betting on horses, and he goes, "I lost all the money I'm going to make."
He played for free tonight.
He played for free. All right, so Joe, thank you as always, buddy. You're the best. We'll see you next week.
Love you, Joe.
I hope you wrote down all his picks. Thank you, Joe D'Amico, the best. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Where are you off to doing basketball next?
I will be in San Diego this weekend doing UNLV San Diego State at Viejas Arena. Yeah.
Oh, San Diego, lovely city, one of my favorite
we'll be there
cities.
for like 30 hours. I love. It's one of the places like Boise, Idaho, I could take or leave.
Yeah.
These basketball trips, we go in, we play the game, we get the hell out of there. San Diego, I wouldn't mind staying an extra couple of days. Yeah.
And that airport, if you fly into that airport, it's like in the middle of this. It's like a really weird airport.
Then you feel like if you come in from the certain angle, they kind of take that roundabout. It's like ocean airport.
Yeah.
It's like flying into San Francisco.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Kenny White's Dog of the Day, do we not? Kenny White's Dog of the Day. We've given you so many picks. I abstained from picks. Kenny White had, Central Arkansas plus 10 at North Florida. Quickly, Matt, did you have something you wanted to give out? Or do you want...
A-Sun, baby. Yeah, we're going App State -3. We're taking my alma mater on the road in Virginia at Old Dominion. App State 4-1 to the number in their last 5 games. A little bit of favoritism there, but it's a small number. They're length 3, so I'm taking App State on the road.
All right, we are back tomorrow. We'll end with our dog in a second. Sorry, we're back tomorrow with Jeff Parles. It is Friday. Oh my God, it's Friday. Jeff Parles and live from Kansas City, special guest Dennis Evans will be on the program. Chris is a little under the weather. Hopefully he's watching the show. Chris, get better. We'll see you next Friday, hopefully, for Judge Chris Andrews. But so we have a solid show tomorrow. We end with our dog of the day. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We saw Kenny White's dog of the day. This is the guy. Look at this corgi.
Shredded.
Taking steps.
Oh, my God.
Now, how the hell do you teach a dog to do that? The dog loves it. He goes down a huge, look at him, and then he gets a little more speed. He kicks it a little more, and then he gets down, and then he's like, yeah, what's up, girls? What's up, ladies?
Sick.
Is he not the coolest dog ever?
Oh, my God.
And he gets up, and he goes, I need a little speed, and I'm back up. Best dog of the day.
Oh, my God.
That is the best. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate chat room. You were on fire today. Probably the busiest chat we've had in a long time. You guys really help make the show. If you're watching for the first time, click subscribe. You can be in the chat room in 5 minutes. Thank you to Jerry, Vince, and Ann, as always. Ryan, always good to see you. Take that damn jersey off. Keith Lyle, thank you. Matt Neverett, I'm Frank Nicotero. Punchlines live and about every show. Bye.